Hi guys, I really like economics as a subject and I really hope to spark the same interest in you. And so I'll be teaching you the basics today about how economics acts all around you and how economics is not just a subject but how it's applicable everywhere. For most people, economics just deals with money, businesses or billionaires. But while those are certainly parts of economics, that really isn't what economics is about. Economics is actually much simpler and much more interesting. At the core, economics is the study of how people make choices when resources are limited. And whether you realize it or not, you've been making economic decisions in your entire life. Every time you decide between studying and relaxing, you are making an economic choice. And economics helps us to understand these choices. So, what is economics? You notice that I didn't mention money because that's what economics is not really about. Because economics is really about the decision making involved. Think about your own life. You have limited time, limited energy, and limited money. And because of these limits, you constantly have to decide how to use what you have. Okay, so now we're talking about scarcity. This is one of the major concepts of economics, and it means that our wants are unlimited and never ending, but our resources are always going to be limited. For example, people, so for example, humans have unlimited wants. This is applicable for governments as well. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you only have a certain amount of money. Governments have limited budgets, and businesses have limited workers and machines. So everyone is affected by scarcity and it affects the whole world, whether you like it or not. Thus arises the problem of scarcity because there are limited resources and people's wants to just not end. So that's scarcity as a concept. Okay, so now we're talking about opportunity cost. Now imagine you only have 2 free hours. You could study, play basketball, play video games, or you could take a nap. The problem is that you can't do all four at the same time. You have to make a choice. Whenever you you choose one option, you're giving up the other. Economists call this opportunity cost. So it is the next best alternative given up. Or in literal terms or in economic terms, is the cost of foregoing the next best alternative. So if you choose to study instead of playing basketball, the opportunity cost is going to be the basketball practice or game you missed. So every choice you make has an opportunity cost, even decisions that don't just involve money. Economics is applicable everywhere. Whether governments have to decide how to spend the tax revenue or spend their own budget on either things like healthcare or infrastructure like building hospitals or just education also like building schools, providing better education for their country. Now you could think about it in the aspect of an individual as well. They use economics when deciding how to spend their own money and their time. This is also applicable for businesses where they have to decide what products to make, how they make it. Are they going to be using more of machinery or more of workers to produce their products? It's a broad scope, but at the narrowest aspect, it's going to be mostly about scarcity and opportunity cost as a whole. So, what does economics explain? It explains inflation. Why do prices rise? And why are things becoming more and more expensive? It explains jobs. Why why does unemployment still exist? And why do some people have a salary 10 times higher than the other person? Uh, and it also is also applicable for housing. Why are houses becoming more and more expensive, and why is rent becoming more and more? It's going to be, and economics also explains growth. Why do some countries become really, really rich while the others remain poor and their GDP may not be that high? So, once you understand economic thinking, you'll be seeing economics everywhere. Economics provides a framework for answering all these questions. So, how things add up? Scarcity is the fact that unlimited wants exist and how they can't be met due to limited resources. Now, this creates a choice. People have to choose between one thing and the other, and this creates opportunity cost because when they choose one of the two things, the opportunity cost will be missing the other option. Okay, so let's recap. Economics is not simply the study of money, but it's the study of how people make choices when resources are scarce. Because resources are limited, scarcity exists, and every choice comes with an opportunity cost. In the next video, we'll explore one of the most powerful ideas in economics, supply and demand. So the sources I used storysetter.com for the images and investopedia.com for just the explanations for the topics. Thank you guys. I really had a good time and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video.